Program for Family Development, PFD as we call it here in the business school, is a course, and it's also a project that began in 2006 here at the business school with the aim of enriching parents, couples, spouses, in their unity, and also as parents to be able to give them skills of different milestones of their children as they grew.
Why do we focus on the family? Very simply, the family is the first school for children that are born into the world. And it is a natural school. And I always give a very simple example. For a family to start, you need two people. You need a man and a woman, right? And I always say this is the natural thing. Two people attracted to one another, end up coming together, and then they start a family. A child is born out of their own intimate interaction. Those two people will be the first teachers to civilize that child. And a child becomes civilized through the values that are given. And those values are passed on by the first teachers. And that is how the family starts. And that is how the child is civilized, is humanized, because a child is born as a blank slate. And PFD is based on the premise that we can actually keep improving this unit, this cell of society called the family.
There are two broad courses. One is for spouses, and then the other one is for parenting. So for spouses, we have a course called Married Love, and we have a course for those who are newlyweds, who have just, not really newlyweds, talking about 5 to 10 years. And then we have another course for couples, for spouses, that targets those who are, have already been there for more than 10 years. And then at the same time, we actually have a course for spouses, but grandparents, because we feel that grandparents, although many of them probably succeeded in their own marriage, they still need to get skills to understand their children and their children's children. So we also have a grandparents program for that. And then the other is parenting courses based on the ages of children. So we have a course called First Steps for ages of 0 to 3, which is what we call the golden age. First letters, the point at which the children begin going to school. So some ideas on that. First decisions, the point they start making decisions, some ideas on that. Adolescent, when they reach the adolescent period, some ideas on that. And then the teenagers program for those who are now in the early to late teens, up to 19. So these are the courses that we have. So that's a course for parents, for couples, spouses, and then parents. And then we foresee the need for introducing new parents early. So we actually have a course for young professional called Maisha. We call it a Maisha Personal Project, which is a course for young professional to be able to get ideas on, their life projects, things to think about. The last program we have come up with after, interacting with many people in the university is a need to also engage the parents of the university. So we have a new program called Engaging Young Parents, Young Adults, because there's a change, and after doing several seminars for university students, university parents. Initially, actually, the seminars were just to tell them, look, this is a university, this is the academics, etc. But over time, between the mentoring department in our university and the interaction from the different faculties, it was felt that there's something that needs to be taken care of. And we need to, you could say, invite the young, the parents of the university students to, you could say, again, reflect on their young adults, because they're in a new way of doing things, they're in a new way of engaging themselves, new ways of entertainment, new ways of, operating in the world, and we kind of need to reflect on this.
Many years ago, I was invited to a family program, my wife and I, right? And that's when our children are quite young, okay? And I've been fortunately blessed to be married to a very wonderful lady, and we are very keen on having a good family. So when we were invited to this program, we realized, great, we have not been trained in bringing up a family. We got married and we've been doing trial and error. So we went for this program, and that was in South Africa, by the way. These programs are run through the International Federation of Family Development, and PFD has combined, and they get a lot of knowledge from the International Federation of Family Development for onward transmission. So we started off these programs in South Africa, and it was wonderful. We learned so much about these young children, help them sleep, help them eat properly, how to be there for them, etc., as they grow, etc. So we have actually attended many programs. Some of our children are now young adults, right? In fact, 2 of my children are working, and I can see the effect of all the knowledge that we had obtained and some of the things that we tried up till the time they were adolescents. We were still doing some of the programs. When we came back to Kenya, we continued attending some of the programs because the schools they attended were having these programs for parents.
We're actually creating, and at the business school, we've used a setup that is used in business school, a case study approach. We go through case studies, we reflect, we attack the protagonist of the case study, and that way, then we're able to make it easier for everyone to talk. So come on and join us in PFD.
These family programs run by PFD will be extremely beneficial, not only for you now in the current generation, but for the next generation, which are your children. Your children will then have the next generation, will beget the next generation. So literally, depending on what you do now, you will positively affect the future generations or negatively affect the future generations.